Royal City Studios is a facility where we have the ability to rehearse, to record, to perform. We also are a little more broad in our event hall where we can pretty much do anything, including weddings and parties and things like that. But the primary focus of Royal City Studios is to help the Guelph community of musicians be as great as they can be. We opened in April of 2019, and so it's been about a year and a half now. Wow. So originally it wasn't a recording studio, it was purely rehearsal. And the inspiration came when I was heading towards a rehearsal with my own band. And there was this narrow stairway going down to a basement with really low ceilings and light bulbs that were burning my face off. And I'm really not looking forward to it. And I'm thinking, where else could we rehearse? And I've been wanting to get into some sort of music-related career because I wanted to get back to my passion, which is music. So in that moment, I realized that there was an opportunity. And when I looked into it, certainly there was a gap in town. And I thought, hey, let's take advantage of that and see what we can make happen. And a lot of sweat and blood and tears went by, and we got here, and I put it through. So here we are. Well, I think first, like most kids, you start with your voice. And my parents were very avid music lovers. I think my earliest fond memories of singing to music was Bee Gees, ABBA, some of that stuff back in the 70s when I was quite young. And my brain just really wanted to harmonize with everybody and sing with them and be my own part with those wonderful musicians. And from there, I went through school and took up the saxophone eventually. And that's my main instrument now. But my first wind instrument was actually, other than the recorder, was a clarinet. And when I got to high school, my teacher thought I was so good at the clarinet and so far ahead of all the other clarinetists that she thought she'd give me a challenge instead and passed me a saxophone, and I really wasn't looking forward to it. But it's the best thing, I think, that ever happened. I had a bit of a more winding journey than that. I certainly knew in high school, it was probably in grade 11 when I was really at the top of my game. I was practicing 6 to 8 hours a day in high school and 16 years old, loving every minute of it and really wanting to drive towards that. Got dissuaded from that from various directions, and it took a long time to come back. But it stayed with me the whole time, but it wasn't my focus. And I've realized that I'm doing a disservice to myself and to people that I can touch by not pursuing it. And so there was a moment when I realized that my life that I was leading was not the one that I wanted to be leading. And it didn't have any meaning to me at all. So I thought, how am I going to get back to my passion? And it took a long time to figure it out. But once I did, that's when I really knew. Once I figured it out and what I could do, I just wasn't going to stop. So servant leadership is extremely important. As a servant leader, you're saying, how can I help you be as good as you can? So Royal City Studios, and what I'm really trying to do is to say, okay, we're doing this for the musician. The point is, let's provide a place where the musicians can just be themselves, play the way they want to, have everything they need, not have to go to the music store and pick something up that they forgot, not have to worry about the band next door that's at 11 on their amps and all of that. Let's build a place that really works for the musician. And I think we've done a really good job here. Obviously, there's more work to do, but that's the whole nest of what we're trying to build here. So relationships are going to be really big. It's something that I really need to focus on. I think those relationships, I've built a lot with the clients that have come in and some of the recording musicians that have come in and, had albums cut here. Those relationships are incredibly important, and getting people to know that we're here to help them and do everything that we can to help them succeed, help their friends succeed, and make Guelph a real center for musical excellence. Well, I mean, this event, the Royal City Summit, is a huge example of that. We're bringing together people that are involved with music, that are trying to grow music, and to make this a wonderful thing and share it with people and help other people that want to get into music get in, and help the ones that are there do better at what they're doing, being supportive. That's one huge area. Another one is, since there's no live music going on, or very little right now, we actually have the ability here to hold concerts, small concerts, maximum 40, 45 people, but, you know, it's something. And, it's open to any musician. They can just walk in here. If they want to sell tickets, they sell tickets. If they don't, they don't. If they just want tips, they get tips, whatever. But making it available, making it easy for the musician to come in and have a performance and be out in the community. So the rehearsal studios, to start, they're basically at this point $10 per person per hour. And given the COVID limits, you can only fit so many people in each studio, so that's all laid out on the website. But students are at a better price even, so if you're a full-time student, you get it for $4.99 per hour, and that makes it really affordable and allows people to really take advantage of this, the facilities here. So that's on the rehearsal side. Once you're ready to record, we have a fully equipped recording studio, 24 channels coming in from the live room. It's all digital, but you can add any acoustic effects and processing that you want. We've got an isolation booth. It's all, got total soundproofing and sound treatment within the studio. So, excellent warm sound. The other side of it is that we have engineers. You can either bring your own engineer, or we can bring one in for you, and you get to choose what level of engineer you want to use. So it makes it really customizable for whatever your situation is. Then we have the performance hall that I'm sitting in here right now, and it allows you to come and have a concert. We're licensed, even for rehearsals, so if you want to come in and grab a beer when you're here, or a cold drink or whatever, we have that available. So those are some of the things that we do here. So we have 2 small studios, 3 medium studios. We have a photo studio, so you can get some profile photos done, band photos, that sort of thing. And then we have the recording studio, and a large studio as well, which is about the same size as the recording studio. It sort of doubles, so we can use them both as rehearsal studios, but only the one will function as a fully equipped recording studio. So I guess to start, we were completely shut down when COVID hit. We were down for about 3 months, and we couldn't open at all. So once we hit stage 2, we were able to open our recording studio, and we started getting people coming in to do recording. But people are very afraid as well. And with musicians, singing is one of the worst things for COVID. So that makes it really challenging. How do you get around your bandmates and sing without causing a problem? And so dealing with that is really, really tough. So what we've decided to do here is, if you're really concerned about that, we have our recording studio with the isolation booth. You can actually use that to rehearse in. You can hear the bandmates that are playing in the live room, but you're not in the same room as them. So it allows you to have a full rehearsal. You're just not in the same room as your singer. Once stage 3 came, then rehearsals opened up, and we had to, of course, worry about all the cleaning and distancing and masks and all that stuff. The nice thing is, once you're in the studio, if you guys are tight in your band and you all are in your own bubble, then you can take off your masks and you can do whatever you want. But when you come out of the studio, you got to put them back on, because that's not your bubble anymore. But we're trying to do everything we can to enable musicians to be able to be here rehearsing safely, and even performing as well. So when you come in for a performance, we can put up the transparent plastic shield, which is the physical barrier that's required by the government. But then you're all good to go. And while it's not maybe the perfect visuals behind a plastic sheet, it's certainly better than sitting at home. So we got a whole bunch of different kinds of things going on. Anyone can rent the hall for whatever they want. We have not just music events. We've had a few concerts here, but we also are having weddings and birthday parties and confirmation parties and baby showers and things like that happening here. We also are having drag shows once or twice a week. So there's some entertainers in town and bringing people in from remote. We had the Canada's Drag Race viewing parties here, and a lot of the stars from the show were actually here watching the episodes with us as they were happening, as they were released, and it was quite a wonderful experience to see all that happening. I won't talk too much about inspiration. There's so many influences I have from that perspective. But I first of all want to thank MO Music for creating this event and supporting us over the past few months. It's really great to work with you. There are a lot of people. My family is a huge one. They really had a big sacrifice for me being here all the time. So I really appreciate that. Eric Lee, who's our key engineer here at Royal City Studios, is doing a tremendous job with everyone that comes in. So I can't say enough about him and his work. Yuri Kolesso is one of my early partners in crime, I guess. He's been supporting me throughout since we've been open. Ideas, events, promotion, printing, all sorts of stuff that he helped us with. So a lot of really great outreach, and there's a whole cast of other people that come in here regularly that really, I think the musicians of Guelph, I have to say thank you, because we wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't want to be here without you. And so we're just going to do everything we can to help stay here and help you guys succeed.
Great, Jim. Thank you so much.
Check us out at royalcitystudios.ca and book online or give us a call. We'll be happy to have you in here.